Hello, my friend. Have you ever noticed how the word peace means something different to everyone? Some people imagine a quiet cabin in the woods, others picture waves rolling into the beach. Some think of a warm cup of tea in a rainy afternoon. But when I hear the words peaceful living, I don't first think about a destination. I think about what happens inside of us. Because sometimes our surroundings can be beautiful, yet our thoughts are still noisy. And if you're someone who has been carrying too much lately, if your mind rarely stops thinking, if your heart feels tired from trying to keep everything together, I hope today's little journal feels like a gentle place to rest for a while. And if you enjoy conversations like these, simple thoughts about slow living, crafting, journaling, baking, and creating a peaceful life together, I'd love for you to consider subscribing. I'm really glad you're here. Peaceful living. It's such a lovely phrase. Can I ask you something? When was the last time you felt truly at peace? Not because everything was perfect, but because your heart finally became quiet? I've been thinking about that lately. But I don't think it means that life suddenly becomes perfect. I don't think it means every day is calm or that nothing unexpected happens. Instead, I think peaceful living is learning how to carry yourself gently through the imperfect days. It's choosing not to let every inconvenience become the headline of your life. It's remembering what your worth isn't measured by how busy you are. Sometimes we accidentally believe that if we're always exhausted, then we must be accomplishing something important. But being overwhelmed isn't the same thing as living well. There is a quiet kind of strength in slowing down enough to notice your own life. One thing I've learned is that peace is often overlooked, not because it isn't valuable, but because it doesn't usually shout. Stress is loud, comparison is loud, fear is loud, social media is loud. The world constantly tells us to become more, buy more, achieve more, hurry more. Peace quietly waits in the background, almost like it's patiently saying, I'm still here whenever you're ready. Sometimes the biggest obstacle to peace isn't our schedule, it's the conversation we're having with ourselves. The thoughts that quietly whisper, I'm not enough, I'm behind, I should be doing more, I should already have this figured out. Those thoughts don't usually arrive dramatically. They slowly become familiar. And after a while, we start believing them without even questioning them. I think that that's one reason peaceful living begins within. Because if our inner voice is constantly criticizing us, even the most beautiful surroundings won't feel peaceful. The good news is that every day gives us another opportunity, not to become perfect, but to become a little kinder toward ourselves. I really believe we're allowed to grow at our own pace. Life has seasons. Some seasons feel exciting, others feel uncertain, others are full of rebuilding, and none of those seasons make you less valuable. Growth isn't always loud either. Sometimes, growth simply looks like choosing healthier habits than yesterday. This reminds me of something that made me smile. Years ago, a family friend's sister in law shared a simple piece of advice. She said, make your bed every morning. At first, I thought, really? That's a life changing advice? It sounded almost too simple. But over time, I realized something. There really is something comforting about ending the day by climbing into a bed that's already been cared for. And when morning comes, You wake up to a room that's already feel a little more peaceful. Instead of beginning the day with yesterday's mess, you begin with a tiny accomplishment. It's such a small habit, yet somehow it quietly says, "Today deserves a fresh start." Funny enough, I never imagined I'd be talking about
Hey,
beds in one of
Lily.
my journal
Come
videos,
here,
but
Lilliput.
here we are.
What are you doing
And
there?
honestly, sometimes the smallest habits create the
Stop
biggest
dragging your
sense of
sister
calm.
there. You know she can't walk on those
I
things.
think peaceful living
What are
is
you guys doing?
often built from ordinary routines: watering your plants, preparing breakfast, cooking something nourishing, taking care of your pets, opening the windows, lighting a candle,
You're so
writing
sweet.
in your journal, tidying one small corner
Hi, hi, hi.
instead of trying to
Stay.
organize your whole life
No,
in a single
honey, no.
afternoon.
Come here. Here, baby
These
girl. Come
things
on.
may seem ordinary, but ordinary things repeated with
Don't do that.
intention slowly become a peaceful lifestyle. They remind us that home isn't only a place, it's also a feeling. Writing has become one of those peaceful habits for me, not because every journal page contains profound wisdom. Sometimes it's simply where I empty my thoughts. Sometimes I write things I don't even fully understand yet.
Love you.
Sometimes I write gratitude. Sometimes I write questions. Sometimes I just need somewhere for my busy thoughts to go. I think journaling gives our minds permission to exhale. Not every problem has to stay inside our heads all day, and it's quite a therapy actually. Another part of peaceful living is learning to let go. That's easier said than done. Some things served us once but no longer belong in this season. Old
Close the
expectations,
entrance to the park.
old disappointments,
It's a very
old
secluded area,
habits, and the
and
casual
they have the little play
um,
library inside.
filling those requirements from friends and families that
Oh my
you
goodness,
are
it's
so
such a big
stressed
park.
out about, and you become unpeaceful outwardly and inwardly.
It's
Sometimes even old versions of ourselves. We're allowed to evolve. We're allowed to discover new interests. Maybe that means learning another language, traveling somewhere you've always dreamed about, sorry, reading books about different cultures, trying a new recipe,
Savannah
picking up painting
River.
again, or simply spending more time reading scripture and
Welcome to
reflecting on what
South
matters
Carolina.
most. Learning doesn't have an expiration date. Curiosity keeps our hearts open. And I think that's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing. As I've gotten older, I've also realized that taking care of myself isn't selfish. For me, that looks like paying attention to my health, taking vitamins and supplements that my doctor recommends, being more intentional with skincare, getting enough rest when I can, drinking water, going for gentle walks, doing little things that help me feel cared for. None of these things make life perfect, but they remind me that I'm responsible for looking after the life I've been given. And honestly, there's something peaceful about that, and I'm content. Not chasing perfection, simply practicing stewardship over ourselves with gratitude. Peaceful living isn't only about how we treat our homes or how we spend our weekends, it's about how we care for the person we're becoming. Because wherever we go, we bring ourselves with us. If peace begins with us, it naturally begins showing up around us too. In our words, our patience, our relationships, our homes, our creativity. The way we respond instead of react, the way we choose kindness over hurting. Little by little, day by day, I think that's what peaceful living really looks like. Not a perfect life, just a life that's becoming more intentional. So, if you've been feeling overwhelmed lately, please remember this. You don't have to change your entire life overnight. Maybe today your peaceful choice is simply making your bed. Maybe it's putting your phone down for 10 minutes. Maybe it's sitting outside with a cup of coffee.
Up ahead.
Maybe it's writing one page in your journal. Maybe it's forgiving yourself for yesterday. Small, peaceful choices still count. In fact, those are usually the ones that change us the most. Thank you so much for spending this little part of your day with me. Have a nice day.